MGM Grand Casino, Las Vegas, 1998. There are 40 casino security officers in this room. Some of them have been in this industry for 20 years. They have seen card counters, dice sliders, collusion rings, marked decks, hidden earpieces, loaded roulette balls. They think they have seen everything. The man standing at the front of the room is 53 years old. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hands like a mechanic, dressed like he just came from a hardware store. He holds up a small device. Battery. Wire. A curved metal tip. It cost him $12 to build. This device, he says, is why you lost approximately $4 million to me personally over 10 years. The room is still. I am going to show you exactly how it works, and then I'm going to show you how to stop it. His name is Tommy Glenn Carmichael. He is not a professor. He is not an FBI consultant. He is not a reformed white-collar criminal who went to Harvard. He is a high school dropout from Oklahoma who fixed televisions for a living, who got tired of being broke, who built 3 different devices over 15 years that systematically defeated every generation of slot machine the casino industry deployed against him. The same casinos that arrested him, the same casinos that banned him, the same casinos that were now paying him $5,000 a day to train their security teams. This is not a story about luck. Tommy Carmichael never needed luck. He was an engineer. The casino industry just did not know it yet. To understand what Tommy Carmichael did, you first have to understand what Tommy Carmichael was. He was not a gambler. That is the first thing most people get wrong about this story. Tommy did not grow up dreaming about casino floors. He grew up dreaming about how things worked. As a kid in Tulsa, he took apart every appliance in the house. Not to break them, to understand them. His mother's blender, the family radio, the neighbor's clock. He put every single one back together, usually better than before. By his 20s, he was a licensed locksmith and a TV repairman. Not glamorous work, not well-paid work, but work that required a specific, rare skill. The ability to look at a complex mechanical system and find the one point where it was vulnerable. In 1980, Tommy is 35 years old. He makes $18,000 a year. He has a wife, 2 kids, a car that needs new brakes, and a bank account that is consistently, embarrassingly overdrawn. Then a friend named Ray calls. "You ever been to Vegas?" "Can't afford it." "What if I told you there's a way to make money there using your exact skill set?" Ray explains. Slot machines in 1980 are mechanical. They have moving parts, coin counters, payout levers, springs. They are, fundamentally, machines. And Ray has a crude tool, a bent piece of metal, that can trick the coin sensor into registering credits without inserting actual coins. Tommy looks at the device. His first thought is not moral. His first thought is engineering. "This could be better," he says. That sentence launched 15 years of the most sophisticated one-man casino operation in American history. Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. February 1980. Tommy and Ray walk onto the casino floor at separate intervals. They do not acknowledge each other. Tommy finds a row of older mechanical machines, the kind from the early 1970s, coin slots the size of a finger, payout mechanisms with 0 electronic shielding. He watches Ray first, sees him insert a quarter, then slide something thin along the inside of the coin slot. Pull the lever. 3 cherries. The machine pays. Ray collects the quarters without changing his expression. Now Tommy sits down. He inserts his version of the device, already redesigned since Ray showed him the original. Dental tool steel, thinner, longer reach. The insertion angle calculated based on his examination of 3 used slot machines he bought from a casino auction and disassembled in his garage. The bend is exactly 23 degrees. He measured it. He inserts the slider, pulls the lever, 3 bars. The machine pays 50 quarters. Tommy does not smile. He makes a mental note. Wider spread on the hook, faster withdrawal. He can refine this. By midnight, they have hit 5 casinos. Tommy's take, $890. 2 weeks of his TV repair salary, in one day. He drives back to Tulsa with one thought: I need to build a better version. Over the next 6 months, Tommy spends every free hour in his garage. He buys old slot machines at auction, takes them entirely apart, maps every gear, sensor, and cam, tests insertion angles with calipers, builds version 2, then version 3, refines the steel alloy, changes the tip geometry. The Carmichael Slider Mark III has a 95% success rate on every mechanical slot machine manufactured between 1965 and 1982. He tests it to destruction. Then he builds his operating rules. Never the same casino twice in 1 month. Never more than $500 per session. Always look like a lucky tourist, drink in hand, laughing at the machine, tipping the cocktail waitress. Cash out in quarters. Exchange at a different casino. By 1984, Tommy's making $60,000 to $80,000 a year. He has quit his TV repair job. When his wife asks where the money is coming from, he says, consulting. It is not entirely a lie. 1985. The casino industry notices something. Slot machine payouts are running slightly above statistical expectation across multiple properties. Not dramatically. Just enough to show up in quarterly variance reports. They bring in a gaming engineer. He examines the machines. He recommends new hardware, second-generation machines with upgraded coin sensors, mechanical switches replaced with sealed units, anti-insertion shields around the coin channel. The slider stops working overnight. Most cheaters at this point retire or move to other scams. But Tommy is not most cheaters. He is an engineer facing a new engineering problem. He buys one of the new machines. Spends 3 weeks taking it apart in his garage, noting every change, every new shield. And then he finds what he is always looking for. The one place the designers did not think to protect. The new machines still use a mechanical coin count switch, a small lever inside the payout channel. When a coin passes, it physically deflects the lever. The lever signals the payout logic. The shields block the old insertion path. But the payout channel, the chute where coins come out, has to stay open. Coins need to exit. Tommy builds what he will later call the monkey paw. A high E guitar string, the thinnest, strongest wire he can find, wound around a 12-inch metal rod. Tip bent into a precise hook. Total device, 12 inches. Flexible enough to navigate around internal shields. Strong enough to deflect the count switch when it reaches it. You insert it not through the coin slot, but through the payout chute. Navigate by feel. The same way Tommy navigated a jammed lock in the dark. Find the switch, hook it, pull. The machine registers a coin deposit. Pull the lever. Win. It takes skill, real skill. The kind of proprioceptive precision that you cannot fake and cannot teach quickly. Tommy can do it in under 4 seconds. The monkey paw works on 80% of second-generation machines. Annual income climbs to $120,000. He buys a house, a new car, sends the kids to better schools. Then, on November 12, 1987, a Caesar's Palace security guard notices Tommy's hand positioned strangely near the payout chute of a slot machine. "Sir, what are you doing?" They arrest him. Find the monkey paw. The guitar string gives it away. No tourist has a precision-bent guitar string in their pocket. Tommy is charged with cheating at gambling. Convicted. 1 year in county jail. He serves 10 months and gets out in December 1988. He's 43 years old. Has a criminal record. Banned from every major casino in Nevada. He goes home to Tulsa, walks into his garage, and starts drawing on a new piece of graph paper. The industry just changed the machines again. 3rd generation, electronic sensors. Good, Tommy thinks. Let me see what they built. 3rd generation slot machines use optical sensors. A beam of infrared light crosses the coin path. When a coin passes through, it interrupts the beam. The interruption is counted as a coin. No moving parts. No mechanical switches. Nothing to hook. Tommy studies the system for 4 months. And then he realizes something beautiful in its simplicity. The optical sensor works by detecting an interruption. It was designed to register when light is blocked. Nobody designed it to handle the opposite problem. What happens when you flood it with too much light? A sensor blinded by excess light cannot count. It cannot register any interruptions. It simply stops functioning. Which means, if you blind the outbound coin sensor during a payout, the machine cannot count how many coins it has already paid. It keeps paying, endlessly, until you remove the light source. Tommy builds the light wand, a small watch battery, a high-output LED, a thin curved metal housing that guides the wire down through the payout chute to position the LED directly against the optical sensor. Total materials cost $12. He tests it in January 1990 at Circus in Las Vegas, plays a dollar machine, loses 5 times to look normal, then hits a small winning combination. Machine begins to pay. He inserts the light wand into the payout chute, activates it. The machine continues paying, and paying, and paying. 90 seconds, $850 in quarters. No error, no alarm, no flashing light. The machine has no idea anything is wrong. It simply cannot count. Tommy removes the wand, collects the coins, walks to the cashier. The light wand works on 99% of all electronic slot machines produced between 1986 and 1995. Every casino in America is running vulnerable hardware. Thousands of machines. Tommy develops a precise daily schedule. Morning, 3 to 4 casinos, $2,000 to $3,000 each. Afternoon, different part of the city, 3 to 4 more. Evening, back to the Strip, 5 to 8,000 for the session. Daily average, $12,000 to $15,000. Annual income, $2 to $3 million. He does not look rich. That is deliberate. Plain car. Average clothes. Mid-range hotels. He spreads wins across hundreds of properties. Never the same machine twice within 6 weeks. When he wins, he does not celebrate. He collects his quarters with the mild satisfaction of someone who expected to win because he did the math. Between 1990 and 1996, Tommy Carmichael steals an estimated $12 million from American casinos. And no one knows his name. Nevada Gaming Control Board. 1995. A data analyst named Sandra is running quarterly variance reports on slot machine payouts across 200 Nevada casinos. Her job is to find statistical anomalies, machines that are paying out more or less than they should, which can indicate either mechanical failure or interference. She finds one. Slot machines manufactured between 1989 and 1993 are showing a 0.3% excess payout rate. Across millions of spins, that represents tens of millions of dollars in unaccounted winnings. She pulls the surveillance footage from the highest variance properties. In 30 separate instances, spread across multiple casinos and multiple years, she notices the same thing. In the moments before a large payout, a player briefly moves their hand toward the coin exit chute. Not the coin slot where you insert money. The payout chute. The exit. Normal players never touch the payout chute during a spin. There is no reason to. Sandra flags 30 cases and sends them to the FBI. The FBI opens a case file. Codename: Operation Light Out. They begin cross-referencing player profiles across surveillance from multiple properties, looking for a face that appears at high-variance machines across different casinos over a span of years. One name surfaces 17 times in the cross-reference: Tommy Glenn Carmichael. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Prior conviction for slot cheating, 1987. Currently on probation. They pull his travel records. He has been to Las Vegas 43 times in the past 2 years. Atlantic City, Biloxi, Reno. They subpoena his financial records. Cash deposits, consistent. Large. 2 FBI agents are assigned to physical surveillance. They follow Tommy to Las Vegas in October 1996. Watch him enter the Luxor. Watch him sit at a machine. Watch him play 4 losing spins. Watch him win 1. Watch his hand move, briefly, toward the coin exit during the payout. They zoom in with a long lens, something thin, something metallic, something that has no business being in a payout chute. They have it on film. They follow him for 3 more days. Document 17 separate incidents across 8 properties. Then they move. November 4th, 1996. The Mirage Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas. 2:47 p.m. Tommy Carmichael is working a second-floor machine in a low-traffic section of the casino floor, away from the weekend crowds. Quiet. He prefers quiet. He plays 5 spins, loses 4. The 5th produces a small 3-symbol match. The machine begins its payout cycle. Tommy reaches into his jacket, withdraws the light wand, inserts it into the payout chute with the practiced speed of a man who has done this gesture 14,000 times. The machine continues paying after it should have stopped. 2 men in civilian clothes appear at his left shoulder. Tommy Carmichael, FBI, do not move. He does not move. They remove the light wand from his hand. Hold it up. Examine it. The wire, the LED, the battery, the curved housing. What is this? Tommy says nothing. He already knows exactly what his situation is. He has been calculating it for a decade. The charges: 17 counts of cheating at gambling, 17 counts of fraud, possession of a cheating device, violation of probation from the 1987 conviction, maximum combined sentence, 85 years in federal prison. He sits in the FBI field office in Las Vegas thinking about his kids, his houses, the legitimate investments he made to clean the money, everything built on $12 devices and a repairman's hands. Then he starts thinking about his one remaining asset. He knows more about slot machine vulnerabilities than anyone alive, including the FBI, including the casinos. He picks up the phone and asks for his lawyer. Federal Courthouse, Las Vegas, December 1996. Tommy's defense attorney sits across from the federal prosecutors. My client wants to cooperate, fully. The prosecutors listen. He has been working this industry for 16 years. He has built devices that no gaming engineer in this country has seen before. He understands how every slot machine manufactured between 1980 and 1996 works at a mechanical and electronic level, and he is willing to give you everything. In exchange for what? Reduced charges, no federal prison, probation, community service, a fine, and permanent consulting access for the Gaming Control Board. The prosecutors look at the 17 devices arrayed on the table between them. The slider, the monkey paw, several variants of the light wand, devices they have never seen documented anywhere, devices they do not fully understand. They make a call to the Gaming Control Board. The response is immediate. Take the deal. January 1997. Tommy sentence: 3 years probation, 500 hours of community service, $50,000 fine, permanent ban from all Nevada casinos. In exchange, he surrenders every device, provides complete technical documentation of how each one works, delivers a list of every vulnerable machine model, and spends 2 years training Gaming Control Board investigators. February 1997. Tommy arrives at the Gaming Control Board offices with a bag containing 17 devices and 40 pages of handwritten technical notes. He spends 3 days walking investigators through each tool. Insertion technique, navigation by feel, timing, the exact sensor geometry that each device exploits, how to detect them on surveillance, what player behavior to watch for. The investigators take notes, ask questions, ask more questions. Tommy answers everything. Within 6 months, every major casino in the United States has received a security advisory. New sensor designs enter production. Tamper-evident chute covers appear on older machines. Surveillance teams are trained to watch for specific hand positions and timing patterns. The era of mechanical and optical slot machine cheating is effectively over. The man who built that era is the man who closed it. MGM Grand, 1998. Back to where this story started. Tommy holds up the light wand. 40 security officers watch him. This device cost me $12 to build. I used it for 6 years. Conservative estimate, $4 million from properties like this one. He pauses. I am going to show you what it looks like when I insert it. The hand angle, the timing, the reason I chose this section of the floor over that one. He walks them through it. Every operational detail. The way he picked his seat to block the camera angle. The reason he preferred machines on the ends of rows. The difference between a suspicious security guard and one he had already clocked as passive. By the end of the session, the MGM security team can identify the light wand technique in under 4 seconds of footage review. Tommy charges $5,000 a day for these sessions. His first year as a legitimate consultant, $400,000. More than he made in his best year of cheating. The math is almost funny. Tommy Carmichael stole an estimated $16 million over 16 years. Served less than 1 year in actual custody. Was fined $50,000. And then made $400,000 in 2 years teaching the people he stole from how to stop people like him. The casino industry, meanwhile, spent hundreds of millions upgrading hardware and security protocols, all of which made their machines faster, more reliable, and more resistant to manipulation. The fraud prevention investment paid back 10 times over in reduced losses and increased machine longevity. So who actually won? Here is the honest answer. Tommy Carmichael was not a gambler. He was never gambling. Every session was a controlled experiment with a known outcome. When he sat at a machine, he already knew whether the device would work. He was testing and deploying engineering solutions. He lost once in 1987 because he got careless. He got careless because he was making so much money he stopped thinking like an engineer and started thinking like a gambler. The second time he got caught, in 1996, he had already built something more valuable than $12 million in casino quarters. He had 16 years of documented knowledge about the exact point where every machine broke. In the end, the casinos did not beat Tommy Carmichael. They bought him. If this story made you think differently about what a criminal actually looks like, about who gets to define the difference between a genius and a cheat, subscribe. There are more stories like this one. People who found the exact flaw in a system that everyone else walked past. What happened to them is never quite what you expect.